This audio recording is enhanced with Disney's Fast Play. Your audio and a selection of bonus features will begin automatically. To bypass Fast Play, select the main menu button at any time. Fast Play will begin in a moment.
Hello, and welcome to the Omnia League Awards behind the scenes video 2022. Being released in 2023. Hooray. Yeah, I don't think it's a secret by now, but the 22 awards video was kinda delayed a little bit. And I'm gonna get into why. But before we do that, I figured we'd kick things off with a bit of a blooper reel. These are some of the outtakes that we obviously didn't use in the actual video. So, yeah, transition.
So why don't you just hop up? That makes more sense. Not like a frog, Jesus. I mean, just stand up.
Not even a word.
What are you talking about?
You can't just tell me that you don't remember everyone that you've killed. What are you thinking about it? How many people have you killed?
We're cut on a flashback right now. It's fine. Oh yeah, I guess that did happen. I'm gonna be moving in the shot, so like stop breathing.
Oh, I need you for my party. We need to announce the Omnia Awards.
Why are you laughing? You're dead. There we go. Okay, if that camera falls, we're dead. So, and by we I mean me.
And me.
He will blame me. Ow, my fingers. Nope. Ow.
Oh, almost forgot it. They don't call him the Butter King for nothing.
Shut up! Throw it a little higher. Oh. It's hard because I can't look at it. I gotta use peripheral vision. Anthony, I'm ready for you this time.
Was it good?
I don't know. It didn't feel good. Yeah.
Oh wait, shit, Curly's in the shot. Curly! Curly, go away, buddy.
Come on. You have 5 minutes. I feel like I'm too far to the left.
Oh, you're actually in frame. Okay.
1, go.
What the fuck?
I thought we were gonna do like a beam thing while you swinging me.
Donovan looks so evil.
Yeah. Thanks, but I can only pay in Bitcoin.
Shit, I fumbled the sword.
Is he the pizza guy?
Yep.
Was that good? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What? I'm just trying to turn around. I Squid Game.
2, 1, drop.
I don't know how that's gonna look.
That's an off the floor.
You fell at it, right?
Oh, I thought you fell on the floor. I was like, oh.
That's on the couch.
Well, hang on.
Hurry. You do it.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my god!
Sing to us.
Alright.
What do you sing? Go back. It's from like back there.
So that
It's your boy, Grexius, eating another fucking apple up to his usual bullshit.
Well, we're announcing which Omnia League member. Fuck. God.
We're announcing which Omnia League member fucks!
Damn. No one.
Well, that has been the Omnia League Awards. I got some cleaning up to do. See you next time.
I don't know how I like that ending. So dark.
And yeah, that's really all we have for bloopers. Not very many this year. I guess we just weren't having fun recording. Anyway, Omnia League, I have to tell you something. I lied to you a couple times. Actually, I'm known to be a pretty big liar. But I'm talking about 2 specific instances. These lies are called Omnia Awards 2022 Trailer 1 and Omnia Awards 2022 Trailer 2. Now, some of you probably know what I mean, and some of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So let me break these trailers down for you. When we were done recording for the live action footage, we had some time left over. You know, we recorded these scenes in June of 2022, and a few weeks ago I had just seen Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and there's a bit of outrage on how there was a scene that was in the trailers that wasn't even in the movie, where evil Doctor Strange goes, "Things just got out of hand." Things just got out of hand. If you're familiar with our trailer, you can probably see where I'm going with this. We decided to spend like, I don't know, like an hour or so just filming like fake shit, like only for the trailers, because we thought it would be funny.
Ready?
Yeah.
Alright.
Holy fuck! Oh my god! Holy shit!
I meant like.
Some people caught on to this, some people did not. It might have had more of an impact if I didn't, wait 6 months to release the video, but I do think it was worth it, and I will be doing it again next time. I want to talk about this shot of Renry that we used in both trailers. Now, I put it in both trailers because I think it's funny and we weren't going to use it in the actual video, but it is from something. It's not part of that group of shots where we just went out and filmed them just because. So after we did the 2021 awards, we were in a bit of a weird spot as far as where to go next. We knew we wanted Anthony to be the villain, but we said that BKZ was going to be in the sequel, so he had to be the villain. It's left us with different ways we could have gone about it, and one plan that I had was to do a Christmas special in December of 2021. As a sort of impromptu surprise, just only live action bits, no award stuff. The point of this Christmas special would be to have Anthony be brought back to life, and then he comes in and beats the shit out of us, but then we turn around and beat the shit out of him, and something meaning Christmas. We got together and we filmed about half of it, but then due to some last minute complications, we weren't able to get it out on time, and unlike an awards video, you can't exactly do a holiday special outside of Christmas time, I did manage to edit some of it though. And so what you're gonna see here is the original cut and idea for the Anthony fight scene. I think you'll be able to see what ideas we reused from this holiday special into this year's awards. Also keep in mind, this is a very, very rough edit. There's no sound effects, the audio isn't balanced very well, and I don't even know where the project file is on my computer anymore, so I can't really tune it up if I wanted to.
Wait a minute. We're not expecting anyone else.
Badoofus? Eli?
Holy shit! Eli, no!
That's it. We gotta stop him!
Donald, do something!
Donald, do something! This is your problem.
You do something.
Fine.
Take this. Now, let's go!
Yeah, we thought it would be funny from the start if we dressed up Anthony kind of like Sega to Sanshiro and just had him come in and beat us up. If you could call it that. I mean, he didn't really beat us up there. The audio is really scuffed. There was some microphone problems the day of. It's probably for the best that we didn't end up going through with this. I have a couple other clips that I was able to find just through my hard drive and stuff, and I'll go ahead and I'll let you guys see those now.
All right, speech bite. I'm sending you to Minecraft.
Gotta say it like that every time?
Yeah, it's about the
So, why, what are you being so theatrical for? It's just you and me. Just calm down, man.
I thought we could. Never mind. I'm just kidding.
Just pull up the damn portal.
You know we're releasing like just the green screen version. Oh, hello, speech bite from the Omnia League.
Why are you so forced? Hello, Donovan. From real life.
Isaiah? What? How did you get in?
Your mother invited me in.
And yeah, that's the Omnia League Holiday Special. Merry Christmas. Alright, enough of that. How long did this video take to make, and why did it take so long to come out? Well, like I said earlier, we started with the holiday special, so I technically started planning that around November of 2021, but then we scrapped that, you know, in like the very end of December, and then we got votes for the 2022 awards in March. But before we did that, in February, actually, it was either on my birthday or it was on my birthday weekend. We went over to my house and we filmed the Anthony revival scene. Now, some of you may know this, but I actually moved in the summer of 2021. But it was a bit of a weird situation. My dad hadn't sold the house yet, so I still had access to it for a very limited time. And I knew if I wanted to do this revival ant scene, I had to do it sooner rather than later. So I went over there with the camera, just me and Anthony, and we filmed the scene. Originally, it was going to be a separate video just announcing the nominees, but we never got around to making that. That's why in the blooper reel, I say, we gotta announce the Omnia Awards. And that's why some of the footage in the actual awards video is dubbed over. Anthony, wake up, come on. I need your help announcing the Omnia League Awards. Come on, get up.
Anthony, wake up. Come on. I need your help announcing the Omnia Award categories. Anthony, wake up. We gotta do the Omnia Awards. Well, not the Omnia Awards, but the Omnia Award nominees. You see, I'm really farming views out of people this year by making them watch like 3 separate videos. So we're doing a whole live action skit just to announce the nominees for the Omnia Awards this year. Some people will find it annoying, but I do not care because I just want views and I want attention and I want recognition for putting on this award show. Man, I'm so awesome, you know that?
So yeah, I guess we technically started filming in February and then wrote the rest of the script in late March to April. Once we got the votes in, we started filming in June, and then I took 6 months to edit everything. There's a couple reasons for this. The live action footage actually wasn't that hard to put together. Everything else, well, there were a couple reasons. One is that nobody got their shit in on time except for Grexius. Thank you, Grexius. And 2, I didn't really set a standard for how to turn stuff in, which was my fault. So I had to do a lot of like audio mixing and shit. And I made it a lot harder on myself than I had to. The next time we do one of these, I'm gonna set a standard across the board so we can make things a little more optimal for me and whoever ends up helping me edit this, because I will get help. I'm not doing it alone next time. That's not to say I worked on this video alone. In fact, I could not have put this video together if it wasn't for Sjoerd, who I'm actually going to let take the rest of the video off, with a bit of a segment explaining the VFX and some of the behind the scenes stuff he did on the video. So that's it from me. Transition.
Thanks, Dono. So yeah, I'd like to do a quick VFX breakdown of the beam fight scene you saw during the awards. It was an interesting project and I've learned a lot about VFX while making it. Now I'd like to preface this with, I'm not a professional VFX artist. I mess about in Blender from time to time primarily to make shitposts. There's probably better ways I could have gone about this. If you happen to know a thing or two about VFX, I'd love to hear from you. With that out of the way, how do you make all this happen? Well, it's crucial you start with good footage for scenes like this. In order to accurately project objects into a scene, you'll need to track the real camera's movement in 3D. Modern software can deduce the camera's movement if you give it enough points to track in a scene and tell it some things about your camera's lens. While these algorithms can do a lot of the heavy lifting, you can't just chuck anything at it and hope for good results. Ideally, you'll want to keep motion blur to a minimum so tracking details stay nice and crisp. Luckily, Dono knew all this beforehand, so he does slow pan across the scene to make getting a good track easy, it made no sudden camera movements. So after Dono gave me the footage, I chucked it into the tracking algorithm and I was off to the races. I modeled a simple beam I could animate like this, yeeted some Blender particle systems at it, and bam! VFX done. You can tell I'm lying, can't you? Yeah, so it turns out the footage wasn't so great. It was filmed handheld, making camera solving needlessly complicated, a little bit blurry, but those are just minor inconveniences. The real problem is that Dono and Ant were less than a meter apart! How do you imagine a beam fight happening at this distance? Before I could even start working on the actual VFX, I had to take Ant and push him somewhere else. Now some of you may ask, why not just do a reshoot? Fixing it like this takes way too much effort, whereas a reshoot would just take a few minutes. To which I say, yes. So, tasked with fixing it in post, I set out on the tedious task of masking out Ant. Frame by frame by frame by frame. So now I can isolate Ant from the footage like this, but he's still in the original footage, so how do we get rid of him? Well, since we're going to need to track the camera's motion for the actual VFX anyway, we can also use that camera track to add some painted patches to our scene. You start by creating some simple geometry matching that in the scene, and make sure it overlaps whatever subject you plan to remove. Using different parts of the footage, you can then projection paint onto this geometry. With enough reference material of what was behind Ant and some artistic improvisation, I managed to paint Ant out of the scene. Alright, now that we have workable footage, we can actually get started. The beams themselves are actually quite simple to do. That's the one thing I didn't lie about earlier. Using a Boolean operator, I can make it so that each side cannot pass the center point. Simply animating the center point itself then allows me to make it look like there's an actual struggle going on. Animating the entire structure's rotation allowed me to keep the beams lined up between Ant and Dono. I didn't do anything too fancy for shading either. I used a noise texture to decide when the outer beam should be transparent or when it should emit light, and animated its X offset to give it the illusion that it was moving. I also made the beam's light intensity flicker a bit to add to the overall chaos. Moving on to the particles. They are a simple particle system tied to the animated middle point of the beam struggle and set the fire out of a thin cylinder. One neat detail is that by reusing some of the geometry I used for the lighting pass, the particles also accurately bounce off the couch. Oh yeah, did I say lighting pass? I had already reconstructed big chunks of the scene in earlier work, so I used it as a base to do a crude lighting pass that would allow me to have some of the beam light bleed into the scene. So now that we're all done, we just hit render, right? Well no, there's one more thing. Compositing. During compositing, you take all of your rendered layers and merge them into one final product. I also used Blender's ability to animate within the compositor to add some final lighting details to Ant and Dono. With Ant, this was easy since I already had him masked out. As with Dono, well, that's a few more hours of masking. Anyway, the pipeline is quite complex, so instead of explaining all of it to you, here's a montage of all of the layers it produced and combined into the final product. Enjoy.